ain't even. We need to check if we can hear. This is
sound check all this.
Dude, I'm in complete scramble mode. You good? Jesus Christ. Y'all don't understand how basically since I woke up I've been doing stuff for streams, either homework or getting new deck picks for the pre-stream, or getting new music, or getting ready for my exhibition, or downloading the in-game we're playing after. My God, yes, we're live. No preambles, no, we're just starting as soon as possible. I'm gonna read through some of the things real quick. Which video are you guys doing first? The JoJo first. Yes, that's the one we're doing first. It's not about enjoying a thing. It's about being able to talk about the hype. Oh, yeah. With the newer people, with the Twitterverse. Hope is not happy. The streets need Mark. No, they don't. We're doing that Batman thing eventually.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of y'all going back and forth. Okay, cool. Yep. I hope you kept the Dritz rap. No. Can we trash Dragon Ball again sometime? Absolutely. We just got done with a Dragon Ball video. We were going to do a live stream Dragon Ball video too, but I was like, we just did one. Let's do something else.
We have a whole lot though, so anytime we can always just go back to Dragon Ball.
Poochie, you have not missed anything. We are starting now. So yeah, we're talking about GrandLineReview and their other channel, NewWorldReview. We're talking about why JoJo is so hard to get into first, and then everything wrong with early One Piece. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. What's up, me? What's up, Alfonso? Yeah, we just started. Can we trash Genlock again? Absolutely.
We did everything.
Absolutely.
Outside of the comic.
Unless there's some people like, yo, Genlock real good.
Okay, but come on.
Alright, let's just get into it.
Did you know that, statistically speaking, Part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is exactly 33% more enjoyable after you've hit the subscribe button for the New World Review, which gives you the added benefit of having regular JoJo content uploaded straight into your YouTube feed. And yes,
I would prefer just the subscribe than these jokes, because they're not funny.
Yeah, he's still going. Like, at some point, it stops being where it needs to be.
that first part was a blatant lie, but do it anyway, because clicking things is fun. Hello and welcome to the New World Review, your source for everything anime and manga, and today I would like to discuss the near insurmountable challenge presented to all new and prospective fans of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Near insurmountable, I started in the middle of part 7 when I started reading JoJo, and I did it.
Yeah, it's read it. What's insurmountable about it? This is going back to the totally not Mark One Piece thing of just, oh, it's too much, can't get into it. Sorry.
I feel like if you can read even just 5 chapters a week, and that's a small amount of chapters, that's 20 chapters a month, and a year, you've done a fourth of JoJo's, a fourth of One Piece. That's with 5 chapters a week. It's not insurmountable. Do 3 a day.
Unless he's not talking about length, he could be talking about something else.
Huh? Okay.
Which is the seemingly simple task of picking up the series to begin with. Now at this point, it's
just starting is the insurmountable
No, because of the length.
task. Just start.
Just start.
Okay, you can say that about anything, really. It's just, hey, I want to get into the series. It's always just start.
I just started watching Fringe, and that's 40 minutes an episode. Like 18 to 26 episodes a season with 5 seasons. I'm not like, my God, the insurmountable task. No, you start it, you get what you believe to be a good sample size. If you enjoy it, you keep going. If you don't enjoy it, you step back. Now, it's harder for something like JoJo's where each part can be done on its own if you really, really want to, even though you should not, as opposed to something like Friends or Lost, where you jump into season 3 and you're just like, what the f is going on? But read the...
Yeah, there's nothing insurmountable about that. Nami watched all of Ruby, but haven't seen Genlock. Is it as bad as Ruby? Oh, it's worse. 100% worse. 1,000% worse. There's nothing...
I said it. I don't think there's been a worse piece of media I've ever consumed than season 2 of Genlock.
Media in general.
Media.
It is legitimately
I've seen
valueless.
2 Girls, 1 Cup. I will watch that again.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a phenomenon with 126 volumes of manga to its name, as well as a mighty 4 seasons of anime covering the first 5 parts of the series. And a slew of other extended media, so while it may have taken a while, the series now has clear global resonance, especially in regards to meme culture, which we will get into in this video for sure. But despite all of this, I don't think I've ever had a more difficult time with any other series than I have had attempting to summon the desire to actually pick up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And
Then don't!
Yeah. If you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a chore to read, okay, then don't. What are you talking about? I don't.
Yeah, see, I get you with Fate, because I do not know where to start with Fate. Every time I'm like, what is the order to watch Fate? It's like 5 different answers.
I'm like that with Doctor Who. I'm like, can I just hop in at like 7, or is it like what I need? And that's where I'm just like, no. How about just nothing then?
All of Doctor Who, I could feel being an insurmountable thing. Yes. That's like 4,000 episodes over 30 years. I can understand some
radio
like that.
plays and all sorts of books and all that crap.
Just start with the visual novel or watch Fate Zero. See, that's 2 different answers. Where do I start? You really don't gotta read a manga or watch anime if you don't want to. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Nothing
I understand this is your
this.
job, quote unquote, to read and watch anime. But why would you force yourself to do something like that?
Seriously, it's just that simple.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram about my channel so I can join your future. Oh, yeah. Like I said, we've always been willing to let fans join the stream. It's just got to be a specific, this is for fan stream. We can't just have people jump into like this, revisit it, and do stuff. But yeah, hit us up anytime. Yeah, join the Discord. B-List, the fans always do their own revisited. So
if you want to just talk with people and trash on videos, you can go on over to the Discord.
Yeah, I'll definitely check out your stuff, Fierce.
I don't think I'm necessarily alone in that experience, because JoJo is a perfect storm of roadblocks that can relentlessly assault a casual reader or watcher and just turn so many people away in its early stages, or even before they even embark on their journey. And it's not as simple as saying something like, yeah, look, you just got to get through Phantom Blood and then everything will be a-okay, because the barrier for entry is much more severe than that, which is what we are here to discuss. So before even actually engaging...
The only thing that I can see as a barrier of entry for purely the manga in part 1 is the big buff, 16 elbows, all sorts of weird anatomy stuff.
Yo, boy.
That's the only thing where I'm just like, but then you just go, okay, I'll just move. Either just go, this is from the 80s, dude is finding his style, or just go, I'll just watch the anime. And then pick back up on the manga when the creases start getting smoothed out. And 44 chapters isn't even a big deal. That's what we said with Dritz so hard. It's just like, this is such a short thing. It's like 8-9 episodes. Get in, get out. Is this for you? Yes? No? Figure it out from there. But nothing is insurmountable about JoJo.
I think you meant Bricky.
Did I say Dritz?
Yeah.
I said Dritz. Oh my goodness, they're merging.
Engaging in part 1 of JoJo, there are a couple of very core problems that prospective fans will be faced with, one of which is the very simple issue of length. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a series that has been running ever since 1987, which makes it one of the rare ongoing manga series in the world that is even older than me. And that comes with a very rich history, but also an arse ton of chapters and or episodes, which for some...
Again, once you start a manga, there is no, you are locked in. You can't read anything else until you finish this. You are forced now to read every single bit.
And once you pick it up, it's just like, this is my entire life until I am finished.
if you're reading it and enjoying it, you go, oh, great. Now there's 1,000 chapters of this good thing for me to enjoy. You're not going to pick up 1,000 chapters of a bad thing.
No.
You're not forced. You're...
Okay, most people are going to. There are weirdos like us that would. I would read a lot more of Fire Force just to see the worst. I'm glad it's ended, but my God.
Some people follow the 3-episode rule. Absolutely. I do that all the time. I'm just like, all right, that was about 5 chapters. No, thank you.
I feel like I'm in a fifth of your series camp. If by a fifth of where you are in your series, I'm not into it, there's nothing here.
Yeah, everybody has their own little limit.
People may be incredibly exciting, sort of like a new mountain to scale, but for an awful lot of others, especially the majority of people my generation, being millennials, by the way, I'm not that old, but for younger generations, this can be a bit of an unappealing proposition when you could instead spend that time engulfing multiple other shorter series. And in this regard,
you can do both.
Yeah. What's stopping you?
What's stopping you? If you want to read 10 chapters of something a day, why wouldn't you read 3 of a shorter, 4 of JoJo's?
What's the problem? Unless you're just like, I just want to burn through, I just want to finish things.
But then you got to look at nothing but completed manga. Because if you're looking at something
shorter manga.
Yeah, if you're looking at something like Jujutsu Kaisen, it's not over. But it's a shorter one than JoJo's.
Not obligated to read the latest My Hero chapters when it comes out. I am. I'm obsessed with it.
Boy, I've dropped waiting.
I feel like
Chris was like, they're speeding towards that.
I caught up. Yeah, I feel like because fighting is gonna start now, and generally the fights have been not the problem of My Hero. Fair. So it's gonna be either middling or, hey, you know what, this is alright. Or we could even start getting some good stuff.
I picked up Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, and it sucks now. That's basically us.
Yeah.
Man, why watch or read JoJo's when you can watch episode 19 of Demon Slayer?
Over and over and over.
Do people really have such a short attention span? I honestly believe there are quite a few people, because you won't see too many people that are like, I'm reading the Demon Slayer manga. It's a lot of, I'm waiting for the anime to come out to read it. To watch it, because that's where the hype stuff. There's a lot of colors and screaming to keep me engaged over just reading words on a page. I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards anime more than manga too. What happened to My Hero? Trash.
Yeah, that's what happened.
When I started Black Clover, I was blazing through chapters and caught up in a matter of days, and that was about 70 or so chapters when it was out.
Some especially with action stuff, you don't even really need to like focus. You go, okay, this is happening, this happened. I can understand big chapters of like Conan where one chapter will take like 12 minutes, but
there's so many words in Conan, y'all.
I usually get through most stuff that I read. I listen to music while I a song and a half, and I'm done with a chapter. So you can blaze through.
Sometimes even less than that if you're reading something like Ippo, where it's just a lot of punching for a while before they start talking. How do you tell if you're a Gen Z or a millennial? It's a date cutoff.
Yeah. I don't think it's a mindset. I think it's a date thing.
It's all about the person in the mood. I blitzed through Claymore in almost one day.
Really? You know what? I can see that, because Claymore don't stop. Foot on the pedal. Oh, it's so good.
There are so many words in Medaka Box. Absolutely. What's up, One Smart? Oh, I gotta click it first.
I speak from the perspective of being a long-time One Piece fan. I remember when I was in high school trying to get my friends into the series, and the moment they found out that it was gasp over 400 chapters long, they lost all ambition to give it a go.
I'm not associating with you anymore. What's your cutoff? 100, 1,000, 200? What? What's the cutoff? No, kill that noise. I don't care about how long it is. I do care about how long it is. If I get into something that just says like 19 chapters out, I'm like,
I'll wait for that.
Yeah, but
there's a manga I really want to read. It's about a girl who's super popular, who only vice in life is card games. and she wants to just secretly play card game. And there's only 2 chapters out right now.
Yeah,
and
so
I'm
you
like,
just
no.
go, I got you. I see you over there.
Modern day, and One Piece is rapidly approaching the 1,000 chapter mark, and that issue has sadly only become more difficult. And JoJo is very much in the same boat, because at this stage it also sits at well over 900 chapters, as well as an impressive mountain of episodes to go through if that's your jam. I mean, just looking at the Crunchyroll JoJo page for the first time was like, wow, there is a lot to this series, a lot of strange stuff, and I just don't know if I have the time to commit to it. But then, if you want to give it a go anyway, well, what do you do?
But you have the time to commit to 5 other series of shorter length, but all equal up to the length of JoJo?
I think it's a numbers game if you're looking at it like that. Because if I don't like JoJo's, I committed a month of my time to reading JoJo. Whereas if I pick up 10 series in that month, 4 may hit, and that's more than I would have gotten out of JoJo.
You don't have to read it for a month.
Shut up. Shut up.
I guess you check out the first few episodes to form a solid impression of the series.
A 10-hour anime wins for Black Clover? Why?
All collected, all of his.
I know, but
individual.
why?
Having some fun.
And then you run into, oh dear God, no. But before we hop into that, JoJo has another big problem from a completely outsider perspective, which is the lack of a solid brand identity. And I'll go back to One Piece as an example to illustrate this, because even someone who is in no way a fan of the series will understand the core of One Piece. They'll know Luffy, or they'll at least know his image, as well as the selection of the Straw Hats, and they will have an innate understanding that the primary concept of this world is piracy and adventure, helmed by these figures. And One Piece is of course much more complicated than that, but it's an easy constant to grasp onto. Meanwhile, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure does not have this anchor. Seeing screenshots, memes, or promotional material from the series does not provide an outsider with an overall impression.
Pause, but you could just, what if you don't know who Frankie is and you just see a big robot man? That wouldn't give me any real impression about what One Piece is about.
Yeah, I don't think, because this is the brand.
Yeah. Weird stuff.
You're going to get these weird facial things, these hand movements.
Posing.
Like, if somebody poses, they know that's a JoJo's pose.
And does something need a brand in order to, like, be recognizable? What's Demon Slayer's brand other than pretty?
I understand what he means by the core element of it. Like,
if you look at it and go, IQ, volleyball.
I know what those things are about. Ippo boxing, I know what that is. One Piece Adventure, I know what that is. What is JoJo's? Because it's all different people wanting different goals. But why is that an issue?
What's the problem with that? Maybe it's just like, hey, I'm a fan of action stuff, and is there action in JoJo? Hey, I'm a fan of mystery. Is there mystery in JoJo? You don't really know for sure. Maybe that's what it is.
The brand identity is bizarre. Oh, that works.
Yeah, sure. I dig it.
Wouldn't that help some people? Absolutely. I don't know. I didn't know about JoJo before I got into it, other than that there was some dude named Dio.
Yeah, so it's just, hey, JoJo, I heard of it. There's some Dio dude. Watch it. Read the description. Hey, read the description. There's synopsises all over.
Because it is divided into 8 parts, each with their own protagonist and each with their own genre of storytelling. And this shifting is most certainly one of the key elements of charm in regards to JoJo, but on the outside, it can appear muddled and confusing. I mean, what is this series about? Is it about energy-fueled combat?
It's about a lot of things. Does a series as a whole need some central thing?
Yeah.
Is One Piece about adventure? Is One Piece about pirates doing pirate things?
Is every arc pertaining to that adventure or pirate thing?
I would submit no. So
what is JoJo about? Evil, good guy punch evil guy. How about that? That good enough for you?
Is it about summoning monsters to do your bidding? Is it like a slice of life comedy or a gangster drama? Or even a jaunt of 2 best buddies in the Old West? And the answer is, look, it's all of that. But furthermore, who the hell is JoJo? Is this JoJo? I see him a lot, but who are all of these guys who also seem to be called JoJo's?
Oh my goodness! What is this person who's going into this completely blind? It's just like, I don't have the internet. I don't know nothing about this JoJo.
I would get so confused if I started reading JoJo, finished part 1, and then there's a whole nother JoJo. Where's first JoJo? I deadass thought they were all the same person. A lot of people did too. I mean, yeah, they're all technically JoJo except Geo.
One of them is Sailor. All of these are potential roadblocks, which in some
I
cases...
don't think that it's a roadblock to just see 8 people and just go, what's going on with this? And then look it up and go, oh, they change protagonists each time. 5 minutes maybe?
Then who's JoJo? Oh, they're all JoJo.
Oh, they're all JoJo.
Based on their name.
Okay. 2-3
How
minutes.
is this a roadblock?
It's a legitimate roadblock.
And
according
again,
to him.
if you're reading if you're reading up on who JoJo is, you're reading up on what the story's about. You're collecting all this information, or you can just start reading the bastard.
Or are you just seeing this image in a vacuum? In which case, how did you see this image? If you're going, hey, this looks like a fun anime, what is it? Oh, it's JoJo.
Potential roadblocks.
And you look at this, you go, oh, they're all, it could just all just be, hey, this is the main cast. It doesn't necessarily have to be boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
In some cases,
it's nuts.
Yes, may spark interest to research the series out of sheer intellectual curiosity, but in a lot of other cases, it can lead to thinking. Ooh, and we don't like thinking because thinking takes effort. So I do think that JoJo suffers on the outside from not having a clear value proposition or a flagship figure to grasp onto, like One Piece's Monkey D. Luffy. Although
this is unbelievable. And now he's gonna bring up Doctor Who to...
And Doctor Who is a long-standing series that's been popular for years and years without a central person. Well, I guess there is a central person, but their personality and stuff changes throughout each one of the... I don't know if it does or doesn't. I'm not a Whovian, a Who man. I don't know what y'all call yourselves. Y'all go over there.
Yeah, the thinking is hard. I wanted to just kind of push past it. Because... Is he admonishing people? Is he that go thinking is hard? Or is he like, yes, this is a roadblock if you gotta think?
It could just be a little bit of self-deprecating of just like, ooh, I don't like to think. Thinky hard.
Then you shouldn't put it in there in this completely serious video talking about the roadblocks of...
Well, he's not completely serious.
There's technically one Doctor Who, but they all change their face and personality throughout time. They regenerate and then become a quote-unquote different person, but they're all the same quote-unquote Doctor Who.
another good comparison might be Doctor Who, actually, because that show...
I feel like a roadblock for JoJo's is it's many different things and different protagonists. It's not something you can't just pin down outside of the world. I don't think it's a roadblock at all. Unless you are literally researching and going, wait, okay, let's say that somebody looks that up and sees that there's different protagonists. Why, as a potential reader, would I go, I don't want to read this because there's a bunch of different protagonists?
It could
like,
be
why would that stop you?
It could be the mindset of, I'm going to be attached to this person and then I have to go off to another person.
Okay, if you know Jiraiya dies, are you going to go, I'm not going to get attached to Jiraiya? Or do you just enjoy the series for what it is and then move to the next thing?
I don't know. I don't like Jiraiya
anymore.
Has an incredibly rich pedigree as the longest running sci-fi program in human history, and it frequently changes its protagonist through the concept of regeneration. However, that individual always possesses the undeniable identity that is the Doctor, no matter who is playing them, and it also has the stability of genre, which is sci-fi, as well as many...
But it's the identity of the Doctor, but their personalities change on top of their faces.
They're essentially a whole new different person.
It's not everybody playing, like, let's say Doflamingo is the Doctor. It's not everybody playing Doflamingo through the years. They're all playing the Doctor in a different way. So it's essentially like JoJo's. They're all different. That's only a roadblock if you simply don't like the concept, which can be said about any series. Absolutely. Can someone give me a picture of GLR? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Constants such as the TARDIS, Time Lords, etc., which despite making radical changes to the fabric of the show, allows it to retain a core identity. That is something that I feel is much more difficult and probably impossible to achieve with JoJo. And once again, I do think that only serves as an advantage once you're into the series.
But he brings up the Tartar as being like a standard, this goes out throughout. That's Speedwagon Foundation. That's a thing that's throughout. The JoJo bloodline. Jotaro post chapter 3 shows up. Bam, bam, bam. All of the other parts. There's things that are in there throughout that stay there.
In Legend of Zelda, you get different Link and Zelda, not all the time because of sequels. In the Octopath Traveler, you have 8 different characters with their own perspective.
Impossible to get into. Sorry.
Experiencing it, but it is admittedly
impossible.
one of the many reasons that kept me from delving into it for the better part of a decade, because I just didn't know what to expect from it. Or
You didn't know what to expect from it? Did you not look up reviews? You not have even any friends who talks about it? Did you not go on to your own self and just research going, hey, would I get into this? Going into Reddit, Twitter, forums, something?
Did you not just read it and go, let's see what this is about? Because I basically didn't know about JoJo's. And I read it. I have no expectations or very little expectations on it. I read it. I went, I'm not really feeling it until I started feeling it.
Is the reasons that he gave, were those just his reasons for being trepidatious to get into JoJo?
I have no idea because he is speaking in terms of a general audience, and I wonder if he's implanting it on a or a potential audience, so it could be like, it's not just me. I feel like other people can also. So I'm saying that people could see it in that way, but really, it's I saw it that way.
Legend of Zelda is hard to get into? I don't think so. Pick up a game and play it. You don't really need to know any of the other lore unless it's something like isn't Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask connected in some way?
Yeah, they're the exact. So Majora's Mask is what would have happened if this is what I believe, I can't quite remember what would have happened if Link didn't go through the time door. Mm-hmm. Like that interim.
Got into many different series by going, hey, that looks cool. Let me look this up on YouTube to see if anybody recommended it. And sometimes I just jump in anyway. There's so many ways to get into stuff. I'm trying to think of like, what's the last thing that I was sort of weary about getting into?
I mean, I read Goblin Slayer. I don't give a shit.
Outside of stuff that's just like outside of my genre. Because I was going
it's
like
a direct sequel? Okay. Then I was wrong. I wish Mike was here.
That's fine. Yeah, but I don't know anything where I'm just like, I don't know about this other than things that are just kind of short.
why I should care. And one other thing I need to address before we start part 1, my god, there's a lot of this, but when we're discussing Outsiders, I do need to talk about the meme culture of the JoJo fanbase. After having gone through all 8 parts, I was kind of shocked at just how far JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has infiltrated the world of mainstream memes. I mean, apparently I was enjoying JoJo references before I even realized that they were JoJo references. But with that said, the meme culture of JoJo can sometimes, I'd say often, go a bit overboard. And really, there are only so many konodiadas,
Every fandom, every manga anime that is of popular enough status has these memers in it.
Yep.
Now the Dio thing, absolutely. It got played out real fast. But you're gonna get that with everything. That's simply.
I am super tired of Zoro is racist. Super tired of it.
I laughed once.
Yeah, and then it kept going. I'm sure I laughed at Dio once. Zoro getting lost in other anime. Don't care. Like, the thing, Vin Diesel family.
Oh, yeah, that
was hot for a second. And then it was just like, never again. I am a JoJo fan and I barely see the Dio meme. Honestly, I've seen it maybe 7 times. I see the You're Approaching Me meme way more. Mm-hmm. Where my favorite ever was the Gap one, where the lady's just like doing the Dio thing.
yeah.
And the dude's just walking.
That was good.
That was fantastic. What the Zoro racist, that's the thing. Yeah, it's a thing that Zoro doesn't like black people.
Because he's fought a lot of black people.
And that's essentially it.
And Oda was just like, if Zoro was in the real world, he'd be a police officer. People were like,
and Rodoroddas that one can see before being given quite an obnoxious and off-putting impression of not only the fanbase, but the series itself as a result. And this is a tough one because I'm sure that these widespread memes have done just as much good as they have harm by propelling JoJo further into the world. But at the same time, before I properly delved into the series...
what was that about harm?
Widespread memes have done just as much good as they have harm by propelling...
Why would they do harm?
People could be like, hey, these are just a bunch of memers. I'm sick of seeing this unfunny jokes. I don't know. I don't know the mindset of people going, I'm sick of seeing these memes and thus I won't watch this.
Following JoJo further into the world. But at the same time, before I properly delved into the series, I already felt like I was kind of over it because I had been overly saturated with memes.
Yeah,
it's like that intriguing cycle.
That's what that is.
But you know what though? I'm not in the anime community, so I can't say anything. I'm not part of y'all.
But
you know what? It's so much being shoved down your throat that you just don't want to consume it. Because I've had many things where it's just like people just keep talking about how good it is or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll watch it when I feel like. Yeah, have you watched it? No.
That was Attack on Titan, and I just got finished with season 1. Dude, truer words have never been spoken by you of it's good, but it's not for me. I was watching this just like, I find almost no flaws with this, but I'm not enjoying myself.
That's what it was.
There's a couple things where I'm just like, but I'm just like, that's just not for me. That's all Attack on Titan is. I'm like, wow, this bastard was 100% right.
Right in one.
Got done and over with.
Logical phenomena that occurs when all of your friends highly recommend a show for you to watch, and then you have this moment of, oh my god, I am so sick of hearing about how I have to watch this random show.
100 million%.
Yes, people push things too much. And now I can understand people pulling back from that when you watch, and like,
that's one thing I agree would be a barrier of entry where if the anime community as a whole is doing a bunch of memes, it's just like, why don't you watch JoJo? Why don't you watch JoJo's? JoJo's is, and you're just like, I'm not gonna do that.
Out of spite. Screw you.
And sometimes it's just spite. Like, no, just to be contrarian, I'm not gonna watch the thing you keep saying. I hate mecha anime. Same.
Yeah.
Can't stand it. Don't even know why. Just mecha.
GrandLineReview earned a point. He's on the board.
But I actively want to avoid it. That is how I felt after seeing my fair share of JoJo memes, and I would definitely call them another barrier to entry. In any case, let's leave these early and numerous roadblocks aside and begin to discuss those that actually emerged during the series itself, which we start out very strongly, and by which I mean quite poorly, with part 1 being Phantom Blood. So after
I am sick to death of Phantom Blood slander. Phantom Blood is the very bottom of the barrel acceptable. It's not. There's stuff going on all the time. It's not illogical. It's not really bad. There's like no real things that you could point to and go, that's a flaw. The worst you can say is that Jonathan's kind of boring. And that's fine. But I'm sick of this slander.
Part 1 is good enough.
It is an acceptable beginning at the very bottom. Yeah. I love it. It's my third favorite part.
Oh, I wouldn't go that high. But
third favorite part.
Like
third favorite JoJo. Still top 3 JoJo character in Will A. Zeppeli. People need to stop with this.
Yeah, it's going on too long. Jay, definitely send me some of the mecha manga. You've been good with yours, and I need more manga.
Not me. Keep that mecha crap away from me. I am good in my ignorance.
BG, you keep saying Peacemaker is godly, so I will never watch it. I will watch it. Please watch Peacemaker, y'all. It's so good.
It's kind of really good, y'all.
Did you see the final episode? Dude,
I had to watch it. I had to watch it because I'm like, there's gonna be
those YouTube bastards. Somebody was like, I went to sleep. I woke up. I checked YouTube real quick for something, and I was spoiled on the cameo. And it was out for like 9 hours.
I refreshed Twitter after I watched that episode, and there it was. I'm like, y'all ain't giving a month time to wake up.
When you wake up, you better go right to Peacemaker.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's a Rizzy rap on you. So yeah, that was fantastic. The cameo was fun AF. The final episode hit-ting.
It's really good. Valentine's the best JoJo character. I can see it. I'm not gonna argue with that because Funny Valentine is that dude. Like I said, I will argue that he's a better villain than Kira.
If he would have stayed the little fat man, he would have got more points from me.
I like the little fat man design. That was a good design.
With part 1 being Phantom Blood. So after seeing all sorts of fantastical out of context images and scenes from the lifespan of the series, this is what the initial viewer is met with, which is, in essence, kind of a stock standard mediocre horror action piece from the 1980s. There's no Jotaro, who is probably the most recognizable protagonist as an outsider, nor...
Recognizable, does that mean that he's good? Once you see him, you just go, oh, there's Jotaro. And he's a silent, cool guy. Like our boy Levi. Who I don't like.
Oh no.
At all. He is everything that I hate.
He is beloved.
He is everything that I hate. Boy, like his third scene, I'm already got that lemon face where I'm just like, enough of you.
The djembe face. Just like,
oh my
man,
goodness.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Oh, he's so f***ing cool. Okay, what else? Oh, shut up with that.
What do you need?
What else? Apparently nothing.
Hey, yeah, isn't this a brand if you're recognizing...
Oh, my goodness. Nah, but no. The stands aren't a brand.
Are there any stands? It's just a couple of dudes fighting vampires in a painfully plain series of battles that eventually...
It is a very concise story of brotherly revenge and a guy trying to rise up and a guy just trying to do his best. It's standard, absolutely. But there's still some really good stuff in there.
I mean, what's wrong with standard?
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
I mean, can we not have several basketball manga without going, well, it's just a standard basketball manga? No.
I said that
How
before.
many horror aesthetic 80s type of vampire-y things have you seen like JoJo's to where it's just like, this is standard?
There's not too many things like that. There's not too many things where a dude is just like, I was fated to die here by a fortune teller who's not wrong, and I've just got to walk into it because I got to help him. That's
Which
some good,
helps the planet.
That's some really, really good stuff there. But I said this before. I was like, yeah, sometimes you want an omelet with mushrooms and feta cheese and all this other stuff. Sometimes you just want a ham and cheese omelet. Ain't nothing wrong with a ham and cheese omelet.
Sometimes I just want some sunny side up eggs.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, hey, sometimes you want some imported ham or something.
Oh yeah, I had some I don't remember what it was. It was some fancy meat with some fancy cheeses. I was like, this is decadent. And then I was like, where's my Ritz crackers in my bowl of peanut butter and jelly?
I don't like eating decadent stuff like that because I'm a man, I'm just like, shove food in mouth, big old forkfuls. But with stuff like that, you just gotta have like, oh, I gotta savor this because this is like special stuff. Yeah, but otherwise, a ham and cheese omelet, I'm like 3, I got done.
It culminates in my favorite part of Phantom Blood, which is when it ends and I never have to watch it again. This is our first foray into JoJo, and not only does it not live up to anything we've seen out of context, it doesn't even live up to its own name of being a bizarre adventure. In reality,
There's vampires!
And you're using sun energy to defeat them! And you travel halfway across the globe!
King said he turned the guy into a dog for fun! There was no reason. Jack the Ripper explodes out of a horse. It's pretty bizarre.
I don't know what this dude's talking about.
Man gets his arm frozen, but then the red hot heat of another man's abs melts his arm.
There's a Nazi. Well, that's part 2.
So you went in with expectations. Exactly.
Yeah, he went in again. He does know what to expect, and he's mad because he didn't get what he expected. So you went in with expectations. You went in with the brand. What are we doing?
What's the problem?
it is such a standard story.
Stop saying standard story like that means anything. What's an exceptional story? What's a subpar story in this space?
What could it have done in order to elevate it for you?
featuring bulkier than average men, none of which present characters of any depth, as well as large...
No depth.
I didn't save you because you're a woman. I saved you because I'm a gentleman. Oh, wait. I'm not a gentleman.
He could have kicked me to death, but he didn't. Everybody, stop your attacks. This guy is such a good guy. I gotta walk into my death.
I know I'm going to die here. It's fated to happen. And I'm just gonna do it.
Arena, instead of having the taste of Dio on her lips, wipes her mouth on muddy water. Stays there with Jonathan to help him out. This is some death.
I'm going to die to save my wife.
I'm going to die to kill my brother.
I do have to agree about vampire part being pretty common. Absolutely, because I mean, that's like saying it's a zombie story, so it's a standard zombie story. Just having the element of a standard thing does not make the story itself standard. Everything else around it is what makes the story what it is.
Punching frogs with sun energy.
Sword of luck and pluck. Like, Dio walks up a wall. It's a bizarre adventure, and there's a lot of going on. You're just going, it's standard.
It's standard.
Largely meaningless antagonists who serve
What?
than average men, none of which present characters of any depth, as well as largely meaningless antagonists who serve only to provide the technically necessary action of an action horror piece. Phantom Blood is the thing that stopped me from properly delving into JoJo for so long. I tried to get into the...
These are not real criticisms. You're not saying anything other than standard. No depth. This, and... Point to something and go this. Thundercross split attack. Never forget about that. What'd you miss? A pretty bad video about this dude just talking about I can't get into JoJo because of all these reasons.
I can't get into JoJo's because of memes and
long.
There's no real reason. There's no real central theme to it. Branding.
No depth. How?
The series 3 times, 2 of which were with the anime and 1 with the manga. And on all 3 occasions, I stopped during Phantom Blood because I felt like my time was just being wasted. And the sad thing is, it's not that...
Why did you go back? For what purpose? Did you let people get in your ear and like, yo, go back? It gets better? Did you actually want to watch it and get into it and the culture and all this stuff? What was it about it that got you back into it? Because when I drop something, it's dropped.
I dropped the Naruto and Bleach for literal years.
And I don't think you would have watched it if
I would not. There is no thinking. I would not have watched it if not for this channel and Revisited. Period.
Because it's like, why? I don't need to.
I knew what happened. I don't care anymore.
Why? No. It does nothing for me to read this.
Hey, ask me when the last time I read Boruto. Ask me when the last time I read My Hero. Ask me the last time I read Jujutsu Kaisen.
Not long either. 9 anime episodes and 5 manga volumes. But 9 episodes is such a weird number, because generally I'll give something, maybe 3 to 5 episodes to pique my interest before dropping it. So 9 it's a surprisingly huge ask. I mean, at that point...
It's not! It's 3 times what you would have done anyway. Instead of going to a new series, just go, alright, I want to watch this new series, but I'm going to watch the next 3 episodes of JoJo. Do that 2 more times and you're finished with part 1.
9 and 9, yeah, it's a weird number of episodes, but it's the story. I mean, you're not going to lengthen it. You're not going to shorten it. You hit 12, lengthen some. No, it's adapting a manga.
You're looking at what? Just over 3.5 hours of anime? Yeah, that's a lot, especially when you're not...
It's really
That's
not.
2 movies!
That's not at all.
3.5 hours of an anime is a long time. That's ridiculous.
Let's say you go to work at 9 and come home at 5. By 8:30, 9 o'clock, you done with the entire part 1.
Before you even got time. Before you even hit bed.
Third episode is when the mansion burns down. He's already a vampire. He's fingering people's heads off. A lot of stuff is happening. I don't see how you could just go, not for me. I'm done here. How could you not want to know exactly what happened?
They finally aged up Trunks and Goten, but why did they give him blue hair?
No.
I'm sorry, Jay just kind of stopped the whole stream.
Jesus! Oh no, that looks bad. Don't come on with this. I thought we were done. I kind of like Goten's hair.
Yeah. You're right, Don. I've watched videos longer than 3.5 hours. In one sitting, no less.
Seriously. Oh, I hate this hair. Oh, this dumb little jacket is bad, too.
Oh, dude, I like Goten's design.
Yeah, the Chinese...
I like his
shirt
hair.
is nice.
Okay, you know what? I might be able to rock with Goten.
Yeah, the Goten, it's a Goku hair, but it's slightly different, and I like that.
It's like a mix of Goku and Gohan.
The blue hair is cheeks.
The blue hair is cheeks. His little dumb vest, windbreaker is trash.
Why does 18 have shorter hair now? She just looks like Bulma. Oh, this movie's gonna be buns. Who's gonna watch this? Older Gotenks, I'm
what?
out.
Joe, fine. What problem? Yeah, this is gonna be a Cheeks movie, y'all.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be a Cheeks.
I made a declaration that I would never watch the recent My Hero movie, and that was a mistake. I'm not watching this movie.
I will.
I am not at all.
Da, would you give Mushishi a second chance?
No!
Hey, now that you're older, now that you've consumed more, maybe it's different.
But I'm not gonna.
I know Clan Ass a dead zone.
It's completely and totally.
What are we looking at? The Dragon Ball heroes, superheroes. They have a new image out of
Goten and Trunks doing the fusion dance pose.
And 18 with short hair. It's not great.
Not great at all.
If there's time after the stream, I'll show it. Why are we getting ads?
It's odd.
Well, at least it was at a time where we're not really doing anything. That's stupid. Why? Because there should be no ads in the middle of the video.
I don't think that's how it works. It really shouldn't be
It
like
really
that.
shouldn't be ads unless you reload it or something.
Yeah, it's just sort of a little mini reload.
Spend 25 years on DBZ, I'll always get into it just to piss myself off.
It's fun. It's fun to get mad.
18 with short hair isn't bad. It's just mad. Yeah, she just looks like Bulma.
Yeah, I prefer the longer hair, or just the straight like old lady mom cutting GT. It's a mix of both, and I'm not about it. Hey y'all, this new chapter of Super was real bad.
It was.
Oh, did you catch up?
It's a bad series, y'all.
And gas just materializing in spears and crap?
What are they going for?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I'll tell you what it is. It's not Vegeta. Because Vegeta just goes, here, Goku, here's my energy. I'll stay back.
Oh yeah, I saw it, Jay. I wrote it down.
Enjoying it. And some people have come up with like a fun solution for this, which is to skip part 1 and then immediately begin with part 2, or in some cases even part 3, which I will emphasize should never be done. Part 1, whilst underwhelming on its own, is the foundation for everything to come after it. Without the knowledge of these mundane events and characters, the effect of future parts, especially 2 and 3, are heavily minimized, and that becomes a roadblock of its own. Because if you aren't equipped with the history, the chances of losing interest in events you don't fully understand skyrockets. So you're left with this horrendous situation where you must force your way through part 1 for maximum enjoyment of everything else, and I think that the best solution to this I've heard so far is to sit down and just make a day of watching it with friends so you can keep each other entertained instead of...
A day of watching it? It's 3.5 hours.
It's barely a movie night. Like when we used to do bad movie days just on our own, we would do 3 to 4 movies. That's 4.5 hours. That's an extra hour of just us.
of just being bored and giving up. Here's the thing though, let's say you get through Phantom Blood, and to be quite frank, you deserve a medal for doing that. Then you move on to
Dude, this is way too much slander for
Absolutely.
Phantom Blood.
Especially for not giving proper criticism.
Except standard story and antagonists that are just kind of roadblocks.
And zero depth.
battle tendency, and look, you probably enjoy it, if for the only reason that it's not Phantom Blood, and then you think that you're clear from the JoJo roadblocks, yeah, well, you're wrong. Because along comes part 3, Stardust Crusaders, and it has some changes it would like to make. A lot of changes. Firstly, remember Hamon? No, you don't. It's all about stands now. And not only that, remember story.
There's no more vampires.
Why do they always make watching part 1 feel like doing a tour? Stand?
Like it's the most arduous thing possible.
All right, push this 3-ton boulder up this mountain, please.
It's 3.5 hours. But
said nothing about part 2 except it's not part 1.
yeah, but at this point, once you get past part 1 and part 2, it's like, okay, Hamon is getting ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You make it in leaf jet floaty things with Hamon and bubbles and crap like that. It's like, okay, we're just gonna get more and more ridiculous with the stuff that Hamon can and can't do. We're done with vampires, so introduce something else.
On top of that, you're now into the meanie stuff with the most recognizable character and the stands, the ghost people that you know about. So this is the start of what your expectations should have been. So if you've gotten through the first 2 roadblocks, why are you now like, this is totally different from what was before that I already expected?
And also, hey, here's Jotaro, which is what the recognizable thing.
Hey, if you found part 1 boring, no problem. That's cool. Yeah, I have no problem with people going, it's boring, I don't like it. I don't even have, if you say it's bad, as long as you can explain why you thought it was bad, no problems whatsoever. The issue comes from just saying standard horror vampire story. That's ridiculous because it's 1,000,000,000% that. The problem stems from him going, it's not really a bizarre adventure. How can you lie like that?
Straight up lie.
Somebody told the future.
A man got frozen. His head was rolling into a rose garden, and then he grabbed a rose and spit it into another man's eye, and then froze. Come on now. Stands, you can do anything and it blooms creativity. Yeah. Instead of just, vampire, I just need to hit him with Hamon. But then you, all of a sudden, escalations like, what can you do after cars? You're gonna get vampires. It's like, I'm immune to Hamon, and then how do we figure that out? And then it's just more and more escalation. So just kill that noise, make stands, boom.
It's almost as if changing protagonist lends itself to a change in power set. Absolutely. It's like when you're with Zuko in Avatar. You're not gonna expect him to start doing Aang bush. You gotta deal with the fire stuff. Like, just...
This is a bad argument.
I don't understand the argument.
It was a bowl of roses. It was roses. Bowl of roses kind of make it worse.
Nope, no story this time around. It's just a Monster of the Week series, which won't truly progress any kind of story until the final few episodes. And finally, do you remember...
They're always going forward. They're constantly just like, hey, we need to figure out where Dio is. The camera chop. There's progression.
How does the story of Skypiea, for the most part, advance the story of One Piece until the final few episodes? You see what I'm... That's where you're coming from.
Character development? Oh, not anymore, because aside from the admittedly mighty Polnareff...
no character development.
Finally, do you remember character development? Oh, not anymore, because aside from the admittedly mighty Polnareff, none of our main characters are going to learn anything or change in any way as a result of this fort.
Pause. Do you necessarily need character development in order to make a character good, in order to make a story interesting?
They're so boxed in with their definition of what character development is, which is people learning things or people growing or regressing in some type of way. Anything with development is character development. Iggy, as Jet said, Iggy had character development. He learned to kind of be friends with the rest of the people. That is a development of a character. If you show the past of a character, that is development for the character. It's not just them learning and growing.
There's a difference between character development and character growth.
And that's the thing. They've supplanted character growth into development. That's why they're like One Piece characters don't develop. Because they don't grow and or change. Character growth. Man sounds like he would hate One Piece.
8-episode run. 48 episodes. And to be quite frank, this may be the most massive roadblock in all of JoJo.
Okay,
Primarily.
pause. So, what? Let's just say somebody is really hung up on the character development stuff. Like, once you're in episode 24, 25, are you still just like, hey, there's no development, or are you enjoying the ride? If you're in there purely for development, I'm sorry, but, you know, maybe this ain't what it is for you.
Because it requires you as a reader or a watcher to completely change your thinking and expectations of the series. Because
you had no expectation, or you did have the expectations with Jotaro. See, here's the thing. You can't be the same person that's just like, where's my Jotaro? Where's my stand person? I don't recognize this thing. It's vampires. And then you get to that stuff and it goes, well, this isn't what I was expecting because before I didn't have these things.
That's just two arguments and just like, bam, what?
Parts 1 and 2 had trained you into viewing JoJo as an ongoing story, with actual progress to be made, and now you've had to switch gears and look at it as more of an isolated...
What was the progress between part 1 and part 2? That was different from the progress of part 1 to part 3.
There is progress being made. They taking a plane. Oh no, a fly done up the plane. Now we can't take this plane. How do we? Oh, there's a boat. We can use the boat. Oh, it's a monkey. They're moving forward. It may not be in the way that you want, but it's progress.
Anthology of stories, each exploring a particular power, which are admittedly very interesting, but it's not the value proposition that we had been sold up until now. Luckily for part 3 though, it does contain some of the most likable characters within JoJo at large, and that was how I was able to get through it. The interactions between the group were pure gold.
So what's your barometer between a character being likable versus them not having development? Is it okay if they're not developed, if they're good enough? Or does that just not excuse it? You need to explain if you're going to talk about characters in this way, just going, they're lovable, but they're not developed. Well, is that okay? And if it's okay, is there even a point in bringing up the fact that they're not developed?
In my opinion, part 3 has better fights than part 4. Some fights in part 3 are better than some fights in part 4. The best of part 4 is better than the best of part 3. With the exception of Darby. Darby is a top 3 fight in all of JoJo.
I'm going number 1.
And I will not hear... I might go Beach Boy Grateful Dead number 1.
That's number 2.
But Darby might be number 2 for me.
Well, you're wrong.
But Kira, his whole fight, probably number 3.
However, after 24 episodes, I was starting to get very, very frustrated that nothing was actually happening. And
oh my god, this moving forward, this constant progression. What happens in One Piece? What is the progression? Thriller Bark, what progressed?
This dude.
You realize your favorite series, your entire channel is built off of, is just like this, it's correct?
Essentially this. Okay, dude.
Part 3 had both Darby fights, the rest were okay. I like Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice was really good.
Oh, Pet Shop!
Pet Shop.
How can you Pet Shop and Iggy? Are you serious?
Ebony Devil was good. Mariah, the magnet one. That was funny. Some funny stuff there. There's some good stuff in there.
I've heard from many people in my comment section that just stopped watching or reading during part 3 because it is such a sizable piece of story. Because you know, if it's 9 episodes of Phantom Blood, well, you can just blast through that. However, according to...
But you acted like it was such a
Herculean task!
Oh, I gotta... how am I gonna... and I was just like, well, you could just blast through that. Hey, guess what? I blasted through part 3.
Yep.
Hey, I was reading the manga, so... Oingo Boingo?
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic!
Good
Oh
stuff.
my god!
But it's not progressing the plot, so it's
No,
bad.
we're still talking about the fights of part 3.
No, but it's not progressing the plot, so it's bad. And he's just getting tired of it because he wants plot progression. He's not going, hey, I get to see these 5 people and their 5 unique abilities have different fights with different weird people. No, where's the progression?
My favorite fight, JoJo, Gyro versus Ringo from part 7.
True Man's World. Get in there. It's good stuff.
Is that the,
Time Man.
Oh, yeah. Best fight of part 7. The best fight of part 7. You can't say
Funny Valentine. Funny Valentine, and my favorite encounter, top 3 encounter, top 4 or 5 encounter for me is in Stone Mountain. Not Stone Mountain. What is the mountain called? Sugar Mountain.
I was thinking that one, too.
I love
sorry,
Sugar
but
Mountain
Ringo
to
Road
death.
again. I mean, that...
No, it's good stuff.
My
But
name
Sugar
is
Mountain-
this. My dad is this. That's all I'm going to say.
That was Chocolate Disco.
Oh, what was that one for?
That was a guy who had tiles on the ground.
Ah, yeah, that was fun. No, Ringo's still great.
No, the very end where it's just like we done lost all the corpse parts, but we got this
drink.
wine. What do? We just toast and drink and we move on. That was so good.
Oh yeah, and Oingo had a character arc.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I don't understand this argument.
To mathematics, 48 is a much larger number than 9, and thus will require, a certain degree of patience to get through, even if you're committed to just letting go and enjoying the ride.
No, it's just number go up. Not
so
anything
long.
about what's going on within it. Not none of the stuff.
I found myself, it was so hard to get through it. It's so arduous and it's so large.
Talk about what about it? Because you already said, yo, my stuff.
Yeah,
No.
I accidentally opened it.
Yeah, because it said Christopher Brown, huh?
It came with all my packages.
All your packages. What you got?
You asking about the man's package?
You can ask about a man's package.
That's fair.
Rip this open. Like, yeah, finally.
Oh, is that snack you were trying to do? Or that bread or something you were talking about in the Discord?
Oh, the
Pasta. Yep,
Pasta.
that's what I was looking for.
hope it's good.
I mean, it's pasta. How could it...
But it's not pasta. It's like made from panini and.
I mean, it's pasta. So it smells good coming from it.
But it's not. But it's not pasta because pasta has wheat and wheat has carbs.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, but it's still quote unquote. It feels like depending on what you put on top of it, it's just gonna.
No,
because
yeah.
pasta's fairly flavorless.
Yeah, I'll figure out tomorrow.
You can do a tofu pasta and be cool.
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
What are you making with it?
Spaghetti.
Oh, I still got my tuna casserole. I have not eaten today, dude. I've been waking up and since then I've been doing this bullshit. All right, thanks, Chris. We gotta finish up. Stop calling for Chris.
I got something else delivered too, Chris.
He ain't hear you.
How did you not hear me? What? How did you not hear me? I don't think he wanted to hear me. That's what that was.
My favorite part 5 fight is Risotto versus Doppio. That's fair.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Part 5 has some good stuff in it.
They have so many good fights, but the problem is they got a bottom 2, maybe number 1 fight.
And then you got Dia with this ever-evolving in bush. It's no.
Here's where the good news finally comes in though. After Stardust Crusaders, it's pretty smooth sailing through Diamond is Unbreakable and Golden.
Hey, you piece of crap. How does part 4 progress the plot? There's a lot of stuff in there that doesn't progress the plot. All the Yukako stuff
what's the
progresses the
difference
plot
between
nothing.
Part 5 and 3. in terms of progression.
What?
What's the difference between part 5 and 3? I don't understand.
No, this is good now. Because develop.
Araki really starts to perfect his stand storytelling formula, and by this time you should also be accustomed to Araki's habit of changing up the series genre. So the slice of life format of part 4 and the Italian mafia story of part 5 are taken in and adapted with significantly less narrative shock. Although I can't deny that each of those do present a potential roadblock as well, because if you're not interested in slice of life or a mafia drama, then that's going to heavily detract from your experience going forward. But the next potential big...
What about the plot not being progressed in part 4 and 5 a lot? What about the characters that don't really develop in part 4 and 5? Oh, I guess
Bogo.
it's fine now. Oh my goodness.
I don't understand.
roadblock I see is part 6, being Stone Ocean, which I would say is a barrier for anime fans at this point, because to continue with JoJo, they need to delve into the manga. And part 6 is, well, it's interesting and likable enough, but it is certainly not peak JoJo in any way, shape, or form. And unfortunately,
how is it a roadblock that is not peak JoJo when as you're reading, are you actively going, each chapter is this peak? You need the whole story in order for it to figure out where it places in your JoJo ranking.
Second best JoJo's part.
Oh, and a roadblock is the manga? Well, read, Muff. If you, I don't need to be talking about you if you're just like, yeah, I need anime. Okay, bye.
If you're not interested in the show, you won't be interested. Yeah, again, he reads One Piece. Like, I don't know what the dealio is.
Why are you bringing up manga? Where is this coming from? And if you're so interested in the story, I'd be like, yo, it's manga time.
That's what happened
all it
with
is.
One Piece. Monster Chopper appeared and I went, oh no, I'm not waiting another 3 days.
Brooke appeared and I was just like, oh, it's go time. Here comes the manga.
peak JoJo in any way, shape, or form. And unfortunately, a lot of fans just stop right here due to not having the drive to finish Stone Ocean, which for many of them is their very first...
Why don't they
evidence
have?
do you have for that?
One, what evidence do you have? Two, what drive are you talking about? Three, if you've read so much of JoJo's and you're at part 6, why wouldn't you just power through part 6 to get to the next part? Because you know it's going to be totally different.
You got through 5.5 parts and you just like, yeah, I'm done.
And based on you didn't like 1, 2, 3 of them, 3.5 of them basically. But now this part is just like, oh, here we go again. Push through.
You know, push through 1, you know, push through 2 and 3. But for some reason, this is where people stop based upon some anecdotal evidence that he's not going to give because there's only 50 seconds left. He's just going out and most people stop. Cool.
Hey, Don, Nagatoro real good.
It's real good.
They're real
Hey,
good.
that dub is real good.
Oh, I need to listen to it.
Oh, it's good.
I didn't have the drive to finish part 5.
Hey,
understandable.
Who's blaming you?
Mike did
Not
the
us.
same thing.
Mike, that's the Herculean task.
He finished Babyface. It was just like, cutting.
Nah. You got Jolene's tattoo? Yo, I want it. I want it as well, but I can't get it.
Why not? Oh, the color.
Both forearms are
you
taken.
dummy.
Yes.
You dummy.
I am.
And I'm sure one of them you don't like.
Oh, yeah. I'm so pissed.
I'm going to get it just to spite you. Hey, DA, slide.
Oh, I'd be pissed. Didn't even finish Babyface.
Dog, Babyface is a roadblock.
Mike, you need to just power through.
You
it
need to
one day.
power through. We're trying to teach y'all. Power through.
This one doesn't. You done made it halfway. Go and get.
manga experience. And that's very unfortunate because it's just one stop away from the glorious Steel Ball run. But if you've already made it...
I do not understand the love of Steel Ball
I
Run.
also do not understand the love for Steel Ball.
It is a fine part, and I'm fine with it.
Yep.
to that point, then this video probably no longer holds any relevance for you because you're 7 parts deep now and you're well aware of what JoJo is, and I hope that you are now enjoying your time reading JoJo Leon. But the journey to get there, my god, the roadblocks are insane. I don't think this...
Dude, Jailhouse Rock
Jailhouse Rock, top 5.
is a
It's-
thing ridiculous
It's
fight.
crazy.
It's so creative and it's so masterfully done. Just like, I'm gonna write on my arm. Oh, it's disappeared. I'm gonna stitch that bullshit.
Stitch that. Oh, when she's just like, hey, Jolene, put some roach in her, and you want some ketchup, you want some mustard, she done forgot about the roach. Oh, it's so good.
Part 6 is worth it alone just for
Dude,
that fight.
them bastards stopped before the Love and Kiss and Revenge in the
Oh my
Netflix
God.
series. They stopped right
Oh my
before
God.
the Love of Kiss and Revenge. And I will not forgive them for that.
We might not be able to do the other video.
Yeah, which sucks. We got a hard out before 8:30.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just do homework and questions and peace out.
Dang, man, that sucks.
I mean,
was
I'm
looking forward
sorry.
to that.
My exhibition just ran long. It was not supposed to be like this.
What do we think of part 8 overall? Really good beginning. Pretty good middle. Bad end.
Bad end. All right, we're almost done with this video. Well, let's see how long the other one is. We might be able to just power through.
Or we can watch what we watch and then come back to it next time.
Or we could just save it for a future stream and then do something else next time. We'll see what we want to do.
Never lets up in terms of throwing something new your way, and something that could very potentially turn you off it. With that said, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure still has this undeniable charm that seems to see people through. I mean, it certainly worked for me, and it will probably work for you as well, so long as you hang in there and give it a chance. But what do you guys think? Please do leave...
Whatever. Piece of shit.
That was a terrible video,
Yeah,
y'all.
really bad.
Not a 10, though.
Yeah, not a 10, like an 8.
8.5 for me. Yeah, that was trash. How long is the other video? Because if it's short enough, we can... 12 minutes.
Don't have a Discord. I just come to y'all, you stream y'all to see right there on the channel. Yeah, Discord's not for everybody. No, you ain't gotta join. Nobody's forcing you.
Yeah, it's just an easy way to communicate and get people together to do the types of things we want to do, like our fan stream where they yelled at us, stuff like that.
That was an absolutely worthless video. He was making horrible points. Yeah. This one could be shorter because there could be some stuff that we agree with. 45 minutes is a 10-minute video. Normally, like a 10-minute video is an hour, so we could burn through this one or as much as we can.
I mean, yeah, let's try it.
I'm about more videos. One
Good.
second, y'all.
Content.
Shut up. 1 second. I'm gonna mute real quick so I can yell it.
I heard the microwave go off. He is not hearing you, bruh. You gotta wait for him to waddle back upstairs.
Well, Waddling's going down. He's lost a.
I had a question. You use StreamYard? Is that what we use when we talk to the Captain Canteen? Because remember, he had a whole.
He had a
different...
weird thing.
I think it was StreamYard. Who is this man and what has he done with D8 content?
Hey, we gotta go. We gotta go. Because last week was Dritz, so we need some actual stuff.
Welcome to the GrandLineReview, your source for everything One Piece. My name is Liam, and orange juice with pulp in it is disgusting, and so are you.
Alright, end of the video.
Oh no!
End of the video.
Dude!
End of the video, y'all.
I don't think if he just pointed to you and just went, "You are a piece of," he could have offended you more.
Y'all, orange juice with pulp.
I'm good. Well, hey, BG, where's your daddy?
I don't give it. Let's talk about this orange juice.
Oh, he could not have insulted you more. What is up with that?
Dude, orange juice with pulp is the most hitting ever.
I'm not a fan of orange juice, but I do enjoy pulp and stuff. I
don't know why it just tastes better.
Oh, yeah, you just get little flavor packets. I would just make some Kool-Aid and then blend up some strawberries and some pineapples.
It
was delicious.
I got so much pineapple and I got that black cherry limeade.
Just blend it right up in there. And you just chewing that crap. And it's delicious.
Tara, you're about to be gone, bro. We haven't timed people in a while. It might be time to bring it back. Not a pulp fan. What are y'all doing? Oh. What do you think of Elden Ring? I've never been a fan of From Software games, but I will check it out.
For liking it. But today we are here to talk about our perfect pirate publication and the features of it that may have been a little, well, less than perfect. Particularly in the early days, One Piece was a very—
What is with all this pool pay? I'm not for it!
Holy crap.
I don't want objects in my drink.
That's fair. Little bits of stuff just floating, that's fair.
See, we're
If
not
you're
gonna get through enough
if
of this
you're
video
not
because I'm about to go off.
If you're not about that life, you're not gonna be about
This
that
bastard Bruce, one time, I had gotten some orange juice. He was not reading it. He was not paying attention. Straight from the carton.
Oh, man.
Pulp. And he hates pulp. So he went bleh, right into my orange juice,
dude.
yo.
Oh, dude.
Right into
Ain't no
my
coming
orange
back
juice.
from that.
Piece of
That's $4 down the drain.
You don't kill the drink. It slides down your throat so sweetly. I get maximum pulp every time. Maximum pulp.
I'm telling you, pineapples and strawberries blended up in some Kool-Aid.
That's a fire
It's
idea, bro. And it's coming.
delicious.
It's coming.
It's a game changer.
very intriguing creature full of wacky ideas that may or may not make the most of sense in retrospect. So we are going to be equipping our nostalgia pants today to take a journey across everything wrong with East Blue. But before discussing wrong things, let's talk about some right things, because this video was generated—
Ooh. Let's just... yeah, that's fun.
Boo, I hate people making money. I'm Phil.
What a shield. Take that throat quote and post it everywhere out of context. Sunny D is trash, bro.
Sunny D's real bad. It's like
I will drink
orange
it.
medicine.
I will drink it, but I will not be happy about it.
It's any other Sunny D other than the original is better than Sunny D.
Oh yeah, they
made
had like a
strawberry.
raspberry. Yeah, I remember that. It was fire.
East Blue. Here's our first thing wrong with East Blue though, which would be Higama's grand escape plan. You see, Higama makes a bit of a big deal about being all clever and thinking that nobody would ever look for a mountain bandit on water, and he may very well have a point there. However, here's one glaring gigantic mistake, is that the patch of water he chose happened to be right behind Shanks' ship, which is shown in the manga. So essentially what—
So he doesn't know that that's Shanks' ship. This is just some dude on a boat. That's nothing to do with him. He would have to see the ship, know that it's Shanks, and know that they can catch him.
Higama did is that he went to the one place where the red hair pirates were guaranteed to go if some of them weren't there already, and he then decided to hide, in quotation marks, out in the open with no cover on a bright, beautiful sunny day. For you see, the sheer genius—
What was he supposed to do?
He's a dude. And again, I wouldn't immediately go, he's out to sea. He's a mountain bandit.
I would suspect the mountains. Also, who said it was behind the ship? Yeah, it's just a shot of a ship and then the new, because it's wide open. I don't really see the ship. If that is how it happened, he should have showed a better clip of it.
Yes.
genius of Higama the Bear knows no bounds. It was a nice little theoretical idea, but the execution was more like dropping your pants in a crowded public place and then claiming that nobody can see your junk because this is the last place that anybody would expect for you to drop your pants.
Oh, you did that,
This
and
is
it's
a
not even
lot of
done.
me, boys.
He's done the pants off thing more than he explained what the actual issue was.
But you did it, and everyone saw. So obviously, Shanks found him, and here is our second wrong thing. There is still no real satisfying explanation as to why Shanks actually lost an arm, saving Luffy from the Lord of the...
The story isn't over.
We know basically
And
nothing
he
about
said
Shanks.
that I gave
bet
up
my
this
arm.
arm because I was betting on the new generation. We don't know what this means yet.
This is not an issue. This is not something that's wrong.
It's something that has been yet to be explained.
Man, these are some roadblocks.
Didn't they not? But they didn't fight him till after the big fish. That's what I thought. Like, I don't think that's what happened.
coast. In retrospect, Shanks at this stage is one of the most powerful pirates in the world.
No, not at this stage.
Yeah, no. He, I think it was said that he became a Yonko after this moment. Because if he was one of the most powerful pirates in the world, the Mountain Bandit would have definitely known him.
No, he wasn't an emperor yet, but it doesn't matter because he was already doing crap like dueling Mihawk in battles that were said to echo throughout the entirety of the Grand Line. I mean, I suppose the echoes could mean something.
That's not what that said.
There aren't many who speak of the legend anymore. Your duel with Mihawk with Hawkeye is still fresh in my memory. There's not a lot of people that talk about it, but it still remains for me. Are you talking about? It resonated through all of...
A long time ago when they were both weaker than they are now, they had a couple good duels.
Alfonso, apple juice gives you diarrhea.
Shut up. No, it doesn't.
It goes through you. It's like prune juice.
No, it does not. If you have a weak baby stomach, it does.
I eat a bunch of hot chips. How can my stomach be weak?
That's
fortified by the gods.
Not the same.
Was said to echo throughout the entirety of the Grand Line. I mean, I suppose the echoes could mean something like, we suck. But provided that is not the case, look, it's beautiful. It's one of the most iconic moments of One Piece, but a quarter of a century later, it is still odd to think that the Lord of the Coast could cause Shanks any problems, other than perhaps making his stomach rumble for some giant grilled eel. Om nom nom. Moving along to chapter 2 though. Alvida states that she only puts up with Kobe due to his, quote, vast knowledge of the sea. And I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that Kobe was literally a kid who wanted to go fishing one day and mistakenly boarded the wrong ship. Sort of like Zoro post-time.
No, he was on a boat next to a boat that looked like the same boat because Alvida took that boat. It looks like a fishing boat.
Skip, really? Just with less of the cool sword stuff and more of the...
And what does a wrong boat have to do with the sea? Hey, my boat's over there. Oh, he must be talking about this one. All right, let's go.
Simple. Mistakes.
Thorough post-time skip, really. Just with less of the cool sword stuff and more of the, the embarrassing soiling yourself stuff. Now, to be fair, Kobe did get Luffy to Shell's Town with his vast sea knowledge. However, what I'm saying is that if you, a seasoned pirate captain, are in awe of the sea knowledge possessed by a 16-year-old boy who couldn't even tell the difference between a fishing vessel and a pirate ship, and that...
No, it wasn't a pirate ship. It was a coasting ship that looked like a wooden boat.
There's no marks on it or anything. It was a small boat.
Difference between a fishing vessel and a pirate ship, and that probably says more about your faults than it does about any skill.
So you can't have knowledge in one area and not a lack of knowledge in another. Let's just say for the sake of argument, it did have the Alvida mark on it. You can't just be like, oh, I made a mistake and hopped on something wrong. I know about the sea, but I don't know math.
Nami is like 17, and people are like, what the? She's so brilliant about her knowledge of the sea. So, Kobe being 16 don't really mean you can be knowledgeable. Chopper's a doctor at 14. A fantastic doctor at 14. The f are you talking about?
Kid makes a mistake, permitted idiot.
Kobe may possess. But while we're in these early days, a big thing that's also wrong with East Blue is the Viz manga read-through, because most of the characters are given extraordinarily cringy pirate dialogue, such as har har har.
What does this have to do with One Piece?
Holy crap.
This is a translation problem.
Oh my goodness.
Har har.
Har har is a way of laughing. That doesn't even say anything, really.
Not at all.
Would it be any less cringy if it was ha 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 as opposed to har har
Yes,
har?
it would be.
What the f?
I don't know what he means. Have we done a juice tier list? We can.
Apple, B.
Oh, no.
Orange, S.
Oh, no.
Pineapple, S.
Yeah.
Drink up, grog, 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 more grog.
Grog is a drink.
And this is a big barrier to entry because it's hard to ignore the
Another
Hard, drink up. Grog, more drog. Hey, that's my meat. So they didn't go, yar, that's me meat. Not anymore. I'm
Walk
gonna eat
the
it.
plank.
What is this? Is one. Oh my goodness.
This is filth, y'all. This is filthy.
more
This
grog.
dude has no ideas. He was like, I need to get a video out this week.
Apple juice over orange juice, that's incorrect. I feel like he. I don't know a way to put this nicely, so I'm not going to.
And this is a big barrier to entry because it's hard to ignore the consistent use of language like landlubbers and scallywags.
They did it in Pirates of the Caribbean, and people didn't go, "What the fuck? I can't watch this." Did you hear them go, "Me hearties"?
Hey, maybe you should find a panel that said landlubber or something like that. That is such, I cannot believe that this hard is a point that he's making.
This is I wouldn't be shocked if at the end of the video he was like, no, this is all a joke, and then end the video. Because there's no way you can think this is real.
But then we have to question if every single one of his videos as we're watching it, is it a joke? If he can just pull it like that.
This did stop.
Can we do a request stream with the Trash Man, Unicorn of War? I do not like Unicorn of War. He's not a very good one. This dude is starting to watch Ruby soon. Yeah. So once we start up with Ruby, then we'll start looking for Ruby videos to actually do. Because as it stands, I'm the only one that has seen Ruby. So yeah, give it a month or two, and then he'll
request all that.
Yeah.
He probably found this idea of points from a Reddit thread. It does read like that.
Oh man. And then he just puts in his little, hey, dingling jokes.
As he is wont to do.
Doing this very, very eventually, but unfortunately not during most of East Blue. To Shellstown now. Zoro, as we know, vows to serve out his entire month sentence on the wood thing, claiming very much to be a man of his word. How honorable. However, as soon as Luffy steps into the picture, Zoro practically begs Luffy to untie him in exchange for juicy bounty rewards. And this is really interesting because it's quite counter to Zoro's character. Not only the man that he would become over the course of One Piece, but counter to the man that he is in this very chapter. He's simultaneously determined to serve his sentence honorably, but also looking for any opportunity to escape early. And the anime does identify.
Wasn't there something during that? Like he was trying to trick Luffy or something? I can't remember.
I don't remember that. Let's take this two ways. Yes, that is a mistake. Mm-hmm. And he could just be like, look, they're holding me here. They're not feeding me. They're not giving me any sort of water. I want to be untied so I can at least drink.
We'll see.
Pirate Hunter Zoro.
Yeah, because I don't quite remember this part.
Yeah, it looks like that was just it.
Okay, yeah. That's wrong. That's a mistake.
Yep.
Good one.
Sure.
I have a question for you guys, knowing about the just unsubscribe from here, because his politics was too much. I hate when people bring a lot of their politics into things.
Politics are fine. Just don't make it all about hey, not everything is just SJW stuff. Not everything is an allegory for Trump. Chill out.
Identify this
think he was trying to intimidate Luffy and Kobe. He probably didn't want them to get involved. Probably.
But, you can see it as a mistake, and I have no problem with seeing that one as a mistake.
An issue because they chose to remove this line and just have Zoro tell Luffy to get lost instead. Slight point of order now also during Shellstown, Captain Morgan makes a demonstrably incorrect statement when he claims that Helmeppo is, quote, big enough to wipe his own bottom. Now look, in Helmeppo's defense, not only does he have a standard butt unit, but his chin is also a butt, and on a more esoteric level, his entire personality is one big gaping asshole. So with all of that in mind, wiping up after all of that becomes a task that not even an Elbathian giant is big enough to accomplish.
Pause. I need to watch people react to his videos just so I can see that people actually laugh at this stuff. Because I don't believe that they do.
They have to.
I don't think they do. Because boy, there's no punching that up.
I mean, he kept punching. What do you mean?
Oh, man, I would hate to be friends with that dude and just have him just spouting this stuff for a minute and a half of just wiping his bottom, and you have to sit there and just go, You think it's a troll video? But it can't be because he made a legitimate point.
And that's the issue. That's very much the thing, cinema scenes types of things, where it's just like, you made a legit point in the sea of your jokes. So what should I know as a joke? And what should I know as valid criticism? It's got to be one or the other. I think it was Sean that said it, where he was like, imagine the Onion articles, and then within that, interspersed within that was actual news stories. And it's like, which one is fake? Which one is real? You guys have Twitter or Instagram so I can reach out to you? Yeah, all of our stuff is in the description. All of our Twitters.
And I don't think, like I don't think this is a troll video. I think that he is just like, I need to get to 10 minutes. I'm just going to put a whole bunch of unfunny jokes in this. Does he not look like Anime Sins and Wins? I saw a picture of him. I'm like, he does. Kinda. It's kind of weird. But, you know, some people just have those faces that are just like, hey, I got the creative character face. Just slide on some new hair and looking at the comments.
Yeah. It's just people going blah, 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 and he's hearting it. But overall, still, the early One Piece has a special place in our hearts. That's hearted.
Yeah.
I don't see anything where it's just like a joke.
I don't think that it is. I think that he is just a very jokey YouTuber. And not very funny, but he's a very jokey YouTuber.
Also, Captain Morgan, my man, why are your eyes so close together? That's too close. Stop it. Oh, and do we all remember that one time when Morgan ordered his men to commit suicide by shooting themselves in the head? I mean, holy crap, East Blue was dark. Meanwhile, in Orange Town, Nami explains her goal of collecting 100 million berries to Luffy, who proceeds to state that, whoa, 100 million is a lot even for a great pirate. And it's at this point that it becomes clear that we should not rely on Luffy for financial advice, because as it turns out, 100 million berries isn't all that much. Because do you know what 100...
What was Arlong's bounty? It was under 100 million.
Way under. This is East Blue stuff. And Arlong is wrecking shop in a town.
I mean, Luffy defeated a Shichibukai and got 120 million.
That's quite a lot.
Zoro helped out a ton and got... They ransacked the government, and Zoro got like 120 million berry. The rest of the crew all under 100 million. They helped. They were there. They did it. They beat them. Didn't matter.
Das Bones has 75 million. And he's shredding so many people.
I don't. $100 sounded like a lot to me as a kid. Absolutely.
million berries can buy you. Well, for that price, you could have 5 Arlongs, half a Caribou, or 1/40th.
Hey, Arlong was going to take over all of East Blue.
Arlong has the strength of 50 normal people.
Of a Shanks. It really isn't all that much, especially for the...
It is in the East Blue, not in the Grand Line, not in the New World, but in the East Blue, starting off as a dumb kid pirate.
Even in the East Blue, it's quite a lot, because they were like, my God, in supernovas with all their over 100 million berry bounties, can't believe it.
Great pirates. Hence why you cannot even purchase 1 full Caribou. At the same time as Luffy's economics lecture, Buggy is being very un-PC when he calls Nami a quote, little tart, aka a female deemed to be highly promiscuous. And look, this is the kind of old comment that's going to come back and haunt him in 2021. In fact, yep, look, I've just received word that Buggy has been suspended from Twitter.
Oh my goodness!
Yo, this is painfully funny.
Dude, if you're gonna do this, at least be funny.
He doesn't have the cadence to deliver lines like this. This is painfully unfunny. You know what? It is, because Anime Sense at least tries to sound up for a joke. This guy is just like, yep, I just received word, Buggy suspended, and now here's the statement from Buggy. This isn't a mistake. This is giving me negative laughter. Oh, dude, 4 Kids. I really want to rewatch 4Kids. We did a couple episodes, but I don't know how to get it out to y'all.
It's rough.
Because you know they're going to take that bullshit down. You know they're going to hit us up. Maybe I'll do it on like a streaming platform like Dailymotion that I don't give a shit about.
Just link it over there.
Yeah.
Look, I've just received word that Buggy has been suspended from Twitter and that Buggy's Delivery has issued an official apology statement as well as a resignation from the 7 Warlords of the Sea. So there you go. Don't call people tarts, I guess. During Orange Town, we are also introduced to an item known as a map of the Grand Line. However, this later gets retconned into a map of Reverse Mountain, which does include 2 thin lines that are labeled as the Grand Line. So it's about as much of a map of the Grand Line as this circle is a map of the world. But I think Oda and his editors quickly realized that the Straw Hats having a map of their adventure would be a lot less, adventurous. Also, remember when Nami was an alcoholic? She's been featured absolutely...
Nami's not an alcoholic. No. She can handle her drink very well.
She likes to drink and she can handle it quite well.
Dominating 2 separate drinking contests, one during Orange Town and the other during Whiskey Peak, thus portraying her as quite the alcoholic little tart. One thing that always...
That was 2 moments. And up until that point, it was what? Like she was in 5 or 6 arcs?
She also drank during Skypiea and Fishman Island, I want to say. Oh, no. I did a stream about 4Kids months ago and reacted to the English dub. Oh, I'm looking forward to watching that.
That's how irrational you sound.
Yeah, what do you mean? Don't you mean that's how irrational my avatar sounds when I change my... Oh, that's fantastic.
always does weird me out a bit though is how Buggy didn't immediately recognize Luffy's straw hat. Shanks was Buggy.
Okay, we talked about this when we were first going through this a little bit. It's a straw hat.
It's a hat.
It is just a straw hat. Like, there's no markings on it that would tell you that it's from Shanks. Even when Buggy grabs it and says, how could something like this be treasure? He's like, and Luffy's like, stop, Shanks gave me that. And then Buggy looks at it like, Shanks, this is his hat, and throws it down. Even when it was at his face, he didn't recognize it, because it's just a hat. That's not an issue.
His closest friend, or actually, I don't know, maybe friend is too strong a word. Shanks.
Hey, aren't people in Buggy's crew, don't they wear a red nose? Don't some of them wear a red nose? If I'm remembering correctly. And if that's the case, I'm surprised they didn't recognize Buggy.
Was usually the person in the closest physical proximity to Buggy. That's more accurate. But in either case, it's still hard to believe that it took Buggy so long to twig to Luffy's straw hat. Then again, Buggy went through a bit of a weird phase, because during his flashback he appears to grow up, but then later on in Odin's flashback, which mostly takes place after, he is shown to grow all the way back down. So East Blue is probably the worst saga in the series for overall consistency, as also shown by the fact that the Roger Pirates had no idea if devil fruits were actually real or not. Desert Village.
You mean those bum Roger Pirates that are no longer on the crew? Alright, cool.
Cool. Who in the Roger Pirates had a devil fruit?
We have hit the plan of one Captain Kuro.
You want to wait? We got 15 minutes left.
We can do it as 4 minutes.
So known as quite possibly the most poorly thought out endeavor in One Piece history. So the TLDR of Kuro's plan was that he was going to spend 3 years building the trust of an entire village of people that he would then proceed to murder, thus negating the benefits of those years of trust.
No, it's not! The point is that, it's believable that she would leave the money to her butler.
Yep.
Instead of just this rando dude.
If he was there for a month, she mysteriously died, and then he was like, well, she left me all her money. Don't you think people would go, what the what? Like when the Marines or the cops come to investigate, you don't think they would go, wait, hold on. That's some suspicious that just happened there.
Everybody in this mansion is wiped out but you, and she's left you all of her money. And you've been here for how long, sir? Exactly 2 days.
I mean, is there any point in investigating here? Slap the cuffs on him.
In the case of Kaya, he wanted Django to hypnotize her into writing a will. So, well, why not just do that? In fact, why not hypnotize her on day one into giving you all of her money? And actually, while we're here, why not just hypnotize the entire village and avoid all of the killing and stuff altogether?
One by one, hypnotize every single person. He wants to live a peaceful life. He gets a lot of money. He's not Captain Kuro. People don't bother him. What? And you see that Django is not a very reliable hypnotist.
I mean, 3 kids alone, and he knocked himself out. And it takes so much time to do.
And what if you miss one person? What if one person is asleep, out sick, out hunting? Now you're just like, oh, I got your money. Well, who the f are you? Then he's like, okay, Django, hypnotize.
No, you gotta kill him.
Yeah,
It's too late.
that's where the kill comes.
What we have now instead is 3 years of servitude just to do the thing that you could have done from day one, which was pillage the village. Which does, right?
He doesn't want to pillage the
want
village.
that.
He wants a peaceful life. Do you understand One Piece? How are you one of the biggest, if not the biggest, One Piece YouTubers, and you don't understand?
Don't understand Kuro's plan. A lot of people, there's been a lot of talk in the Discord and people showing off other people's tier lists about One Piece, and a lot of people just put Sierra Village down, and like the lowest. So people, I don't know if they're not paying attention. I don't know if they don't remember it properly, but stuff like this is like, oh, come on.
And I do like it. But for added self-sabotage, when the time finally came to pillage said village, Kuro then threatened to kill his own crew because they were briefly stopped by teenagers. Why kill your crew? Why not
Hey,
kill...
get up that hill or I'm gonna kill you all. Isn't that a good motivation? Other than just, hey, just do it, please.
the teenagers? I don't know, we've got some strange
And
12-dimensional...
plus, hey, all the loose ends are tied up. And he doesn't have to split the pie.
The village is ransacked. He kills everybody. He gets away. Nobody ever knows the name of Captain Kuro.
chess going on here, because in summary, Kuro's entire plan was to raid the village, but don't raid the village. And when we finally do raid the village, he's going to kill the people before they raid the village so that they don't raid the village. And
he's mad that they couldn't get up and got stopped by some rookie pirates and a liar with a slingshot
and some oil.
He's mad about it.
after that, he himself is going to raid the village. And somehow this master tactician was thwarted. So moving on to Baratier, this ship is attacked by Don Creek and his various minions, only 2 of which are relevant. One of them is Pearl, who has an attack named the Pearl Surprise, which to me sounds a little bit too much like a sex thing. In Flashback Land, Sanji and Zeph allegedly survive on that rocky outcrop for 85 days all up, which was deemed so physically impossible that the anime reduced that number to 47 days to keep it as realistic as humanly possible in a fictional...
It is possible to survive that long. I think the anime just cut down a lot of things because you can see they're drinking water. So, I think the anime just cut down because they didn't want it to be as brutal, which is why they didn't have Zeph eat his leg.
You can survive on absolutely nothing for 47 days, but...
Oh, dude, I haven't seen Blue's Clues in forever, but I'm definitely watching the Blues
absolutely.
verse.
That looks so hype.
Anime featuring magical fruit powers. Speaking of magical fruits, though, during
But that's not something that's wrong. That's just something that they changed. Oh my goodness.
Sanji doesn't know that devil fruit users are unable to swim. This is despite the fact that it is later revealed on Thriller Bark that he has read an entire devil fruit encyclopedia and has even dreamed of having one particular fruit of his own. Now granted, yes, he did ignore the other fruits, but if you are going to one day dream of eating a devil fruit and you read a book specifically about devil fruits, then you're probably going to know their core weakness as well. Skipping slightly ahead, to be fair, East Blue itself is a bit inconsistent with what happens with devil fruit users in water. For example, during Baratier, Luffy immediately lost control of his body after being submerged, but immediately after in the Arlong arc, Luffy gets fully submerged again and is shown capable of moving for reasons.
Couldn't it be said that the poison that was coursing through his body made it so he wouldn't move? You can see this as a problem, though, if you wish.
Or not, because as the series went on, it more consistently adopted the Baratier version of consequences. Also, during the Arlong arc, a curious line pops up, stating that Arlong and Jinbei were once equals, which, well, that didn't really pan out in any sense of the concept. Jinbei was always older, stronger, more of a leader.
Equals. As in, they had the same standing in a crew. So...
That stands.
So, I don't... Like, the Straw Hats are equals outside of Luffy. They all have the same voice and input. Not that they're all as strong as Luffy. Not that Zoro in Usopp is as strong as Zoro. What is he talking
Also,
about?
keyword there, once.
More dashingly handsome, just generally more everything than Arlong was anything. Meanwhile, in the sexily named chapter 69...
That's funny.
Dude.
I wanted to laugh.
Dude. I cannot believe
You can't?
how anti-comedy this is.
I can.
This is painful work. I cannot. This is why when we were doing Bad Movie Day, we cut out comedies. Because there's nothing to say but pain.
Please laugh. End it. We're close.
We're like 2 minutes away, y'all.
And Karubi looks like he's having a bit of an existential crisis whilst eating this apple. It's gonna be okay, buddy. Especially if it's a pink lady apple, that's the good stuff. Following Arlong's defeat, we actually see a very early version of Marineford, and wow, things changed quite a bit by the time we actually got to showcasing that location, and back in these days it was clearly a lot more blatantly Japanese. What's even more unbelievable though is that then Commander Brand New has called a senior level meeting to discuss what is happening somewhere in East Blue. That's right, he gathered all of these senior Marines in one room when they were probably very busy ensuring order in the Grand Line, dealing with warlords, emperors, politics, and
Why would they deal with warlords? They're part of the crew.
generally actually important stuff. But in this case, everyone took the time out of their day to register that in a village far away that nobody cares about in East Blue, a boy that also nobody cares about has...
The grandson of Garp, the son of Dragon, a potential huge threat to the world.
defeated a fishman that definitely no one cares about, as well as several others who were large...
A fishman no one cares about? He had a bounty. They all had bounties.
20 million.
This one dude is taking out 3 pirates. Hold up. Including Koro, who we ain't even know was alive. Hold up.
He's running through these pirates.
We should probably look into this before it becomes a problem.
Uncared for. Like, this is the equivalent of calling kings from all around the world.
No high-level executives. This would be like calling a court of advisors to talk about a thief that has ran through 4 villages already.
And the son of the greatest thief of all time.
To discuss Whoop Slap's mayoral race in Fuchsia Village. But speaking of the man himself, Whoop Slap really does not get anywhere near the recognition he deserves, because did you know that he was the first character in the series to flag Luffy's grand destiny? In the opposite of 69, chapter 96, Makino claims that Luffy was following his dream, whilst Whoop Slap ponders whether Luffy is following his dream or whether he is following his destiny. So as it turns out, this old man knows a lot more than you may think. But if you'd like to know a lot more than you
Holy
already...
crap.
Y'all.
Just a machine gun of worthless videos. Y'all, Grand Line Reviews is real bad.
I cannot believe how bad this man is. Like, we've only seen that thing. What was it?
The Dressrosa.
Yeah, that one. We've only seen that stupid Dressrosa video. And it was a lot of other people talking. So you can go, that's not really what his content is.
But this is raw and
this is
distilled.
months ago. This is horrible content, y'all.
He did send fans to vote for Whoop Slap or whatever his name was.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, he got into the top 50 because he sent his fans to vote for him for the meme. And they did. For the meme.
But mad at Carrot. Next.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's -10. It was completely worthless. It wasn't funny. He had a couple good points, but then he had
It's brought down by the bad.
Yeah.
The bad points.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes left. Let's run through the homework as quickly as possible. We'll explain it better.
But don't we have to set up for the other stream?
I mean, Mike is the one setting the up.
I mean, we didn't
He
test
ain't even
anything.
started.
We didn't. No, I'm saying we didn't test anything. But okay. Yeah, we can run through it real quick.
We can only test it when we're there. Hold on, because I got to get to my Word documents. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Favorite Straw Hat moments. For me, Luffy. What?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. You want to go back and forth, or you want to
Just run them all off because I was about to be like, I'll read mine while you put up Dett's pictures.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. You can do that. Quick Det picks.
Okay. My favorite moments. Luffy, I'll stay here and starve in Whole Cake. When he against Sanji. Zoro, handcuffed to Soge King. I know that's a weird one. Nami, obviously, Luffy's gonna be the Pirate King in Wano. Sanji, the things that happen in the Queen fight.
Really? That high already?
It's disgusting.
It's really good stuff, dude.
Chopper, against Godatsu in Skypiea, I'm also a pirate.
Dude, that was gonna be mine.
It's amazing.
I struggled whether or not to do it.
I love it so much. Robin in Zoe, I have a strong crew to protect me. I just love that moment. It's a good moment. Frankie versus Senor Pink. Simple enough. That whole fight. If not the whole fight, just the dumb manly stuff. Brooke versus Big Mom. That just him going up and fighting her and the young lady, all that stuff.
Young lady.
Jinbei was difficult.
Dude, I legit had to look up good Jinbei moments to just be like, what are people saying and do I agree?
This moment always stuck with me. In Wano, when they were just like, hey, hop into this Frankie tank, Robin was just like, nah, it's kind of crowded in there, I'll walk. And her and Jinbei had a nice conversation.
Yep, that was a good convo. Just like the parents of the group. It was cool.
Yep.
Luffy climbing the mountain with Nami and Sanji.
Yep, that was close for me.
Zoro telling the crew not to let Usopp back.
That was close for me.
Nami, Luffy will be Pirate King. Usopp, I'll be the hero for the Tontanas.
Oh, I didn't put Usopp.
You forgot Usopp?
I didn't put Usopp. Oh my goodness, I'll put it in order. Yeah, that's the one.
Sanji, making the crew's favorite foods for pudding.
Oh, that was really good.
Chopper, Monster Chopper. Robin, when she first joined the crew, her interview and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Frankie, Senior Pink fight. Brooke, Big Mom confrontation. Jinbei, his fight with Luffy and asking him if he had anything left in his life. Mm-hmm. And making him realize it's his friend.
We can talk about this more later when we have time to actually explain it.
The people I would have beef with in anime, 5 people. Gin from Bleach, Inosuke from Demon Slayer, Beatrice from Umaneko no Nakukoro ni, Misogi Kumagawa from Madaka Box, Subaru from ReZero.
I had Sakura, Alessi from JoJo because he's just a pedo, Bakugo because he's a piece of crap and I'd be like, chill out, Gary Oak because low-key his Pokemon weren't even all that good, and newly discovered bum Trunks.
You know what? That's fair. He's a bum.
Just get him out of here.
Tara, I don't like smileys. And a smiley is a person with their eyes closed, face just always grinning. I don't like smileys.
It's a good character archetype.
And he's a smiley.
It's a good character
He's the
archetype.
first smiley where I was like, it's a smiley.
It's him. He's the problem.
Unless he wasn't the pedo.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, unless he was the pedo.
Favorite duo. So, I listened back because I wanted to know if it was anime or in media. It was in media. So, my favorite duo is Chucky and Tiffany from the Child's Play series.
I picked an anime and I also picked a cartoon just to be sure because I didn't know. My favorite duo, Norbert and Daggett. I think that
that is fair.
It is disgusting how
Angry
good
Beavers.
they work together. And this isn't my favorite in anime, but this is just something I want to talk about. Tomoko and Yoshida, the Yankee girl in Watamote, I love them. And the problem was the 200th chapter just came out, and they did a poll of just like, hey, we're gonna have these little short stories with the most popular pairing. So pick a pairing, and we'll have a little moments with them. They were not on that one, and I'm like, they're amazing. Come on. So I just wanted to talk about that.
Alfonso, I love Kumagawa. He's probably my favorite antagonist of all time. 1, he's a smiley. 2, he's a liar. 3, he's a pervert. Big beef. And the last one was best introductions in manga and anime. I picked one for manga and I picked one for anime. And manga is difficult to love in otaku. In the very beginning of the series, the female protagonist is complaining about all the men she's been with, how it's all going good for her, except when they learn that she's an otaku and she has to keep trying to hide it. And the dude is just like, yeah, you could always date me. And she's like, yes! And I love that introduction. I love it. For anime, Keiichi from Higurashi no Nako Koro ni. When the series first starts, the first thing you get is him just batting some people to death. And it was such a striking scene that I was like,
what's going on here?
Even if I didn't like the slice of life stuff that followed it, I was like, I'm invested just to see where it goes now. What a fantastic opening.
I got 3. Number 1 from the recent show that I watched, Attack on Titan, Prixus. I don't know why, but he was my favorite character. Just the big bald general that was just like, I liked him. The first scene was him playing chess with a big old fat opulent king, and he's just like, and he just goes off to his business, and they're just like, he lets you wear right all the time, and I just really like that. Satsuki Kiryuin is just like heel stomp, sword goes down, y'all all a piece of love Satsuki Kiryuin and Kizaru.
Kizaru is a fantastic
cannonball.
I've arrived.
Just on a cannonball. Hey, can you give me directions? Or was it something I said? Kicks and laser beam. They're just like, you can't be destroying already, dude. He's like, oh, sorry.
I honestly thought about Kumagawa's introduction. There's so much from Medaka Box that I love. Y'all don't understand how much I love Medaka Box. That ending's trash. Some of the power scaling when they get later on and the power creep is trash. But I love it. Hey, since this is live, let me ask you guys, do you guys think Fairy Tail is good? We immensely enjoy Fairy Tail, yes, but do not think it's good.
It's absolutely watchable. It's amazing. I love it. It's a horrible show. It's a horrible show. But it's one of the most watchable things that I've ever seen.
What an enjoyable series.
Demon Slayer is not fun bad. Demon Slayer it has holes upon holes. Fairy Tail, it's just like, oh, y'all, are you even trying
here for it?
All
right, we're out of here. We've got about 15 minutes. If you guys want, join us on the Twitch. You see down there, we're going to be live streaming Duck Game. Never played it, barely heard of it, but Mike was really into it, so we were like, you know what, let's try it. So we'll be playing that, and then some Back for Blood afterwards. So I'll also put it in the stream chat.
Can you guys give me a link on the chat so I can find you guys? What would you like a link to? The Discord, the Twitter, the YouTube? Not the YouTube. Hey, give them a Twitch, a link to the YouTube.
I'll do the Twitter. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Loved watching Fairy Tail, but the magic system was never explained and the power of friendship was terrible. Hey, we got a whole month of Fairy Tail videos if you want to go on back in the backlog, including one from Just Stop, where he basically synopsises the entirety of Fairy Tail arc by arc. So we give our what's wrong with Fairy Tail as it comes up. If you want to go back and watch that, yeah, I love it. Like I said, if people just like, hey, recommend me a bad anime, I'm like Fairy Tail, but it's long, so long bad.
Long man bad.
Yeah, that's the Twitter for a list exists. And do you have our individual Twitters in the description?
Yep.
Of that? Yep.
Individual Twitters in the description.
Yes. So if you want to hit us up on something, just DM us there, comment there, or whatever. We'll find it and we'll do that. We gotta go. Stop coming to these.
And we'll stop doing them. I swear, y'all.
Y'all don't understand.
Y'all do not understand. Stop coming to these. When's next month? My balls next month. The f you talking about? Is this nonsense?
Nuts month.
What
they actually getting at?
Don't put a hand to your face.
No. My chin was itchy. I know. Dude.
We're not doing next month, y'all. Period. All right, join us for Duck Game and some thing. DA is going to be part of the Duck Game, but he's not going to be a part of Back for Blood. That's me, Mike, Ralph, and Amber.
Yeah, that's a death month.
That's
Nobody wants that.
Hey, thanks, Fierce. See you next time. And I'll definitely be checking out with those One Piece videos.